Secrets will be right back. Welcome back. In barbecue, experience is everything, especially when it comes to grilling seafood. So it makes sense that the folks at San Francisco's oldest family restaurant have learned a thing or two since 1849.
Either a visitor or a local resident of San Francisco, one of the real treats is the memory of the first time that they came up California Street and they heard the cable car come by, and they come into a place that stands for tradition and has not changed in 100 years. They get a nice glass of wine, they sit down, they have a nice piece of fish on the charcoal broiler with a nice rub on it, and it makes for a very nice evening for them.
San Francisco's Tadich Grill is all about a seafood tradition that goes way back.
John Tadich's daughter, who is still alive, remembers Tadich Grill being the first restaurant in the city to cook fish over an open flame. And I think there's a good chance that we were the first ones in the country to do the same.
And today, they still fuel the flames with mesquite, reaching a temperature of 600 degrees. Also going back in time is the fish rub.
The rub that we put on the fish at Tadich Grill dates back to when we started cooking fish on an open fire, which was probably 1925.
But the business started way before then.
The history of Tadich Grill started in 1849. It started before California actually became a state.
Statehood was a year away, and the gold rush was in full swing. While the miners were cashing in their gold, the future Tadich Grill was serving up fresh coffee from a tent on the bay. By 1925, they started cooking on an open fire using fresh local fish from the nearby waters. And a landmark San Francisco seafood grill was born. And although the gold dust had settled, a little of this dust began attracting a crowd of its own.
We started a rub technique back then that we're still using today.
A typical day at the Tadich Grill means it'll be busy. Already, the kitchen is bustling. They'll serve hundreds of portions of their glistening fish dishes before the night is through. And it all starts with a rub that dates back to when Mike's grandfather ran the place.
The rub, which is simply a olive oil rub, got a couple little secret ingredients in there, but the primary purpose for that rub is to keep the fish from sticking on the charcoal broiler.
The mesquite broiler is kept going 16 hours a day.
It's not a controllable heat because it's not gas. It's the real deal.
And the real deal with the rub at Tadich's starts with the olive oil.
The rub I like the best is a citrus dried fruit rub.
Mike's favorite starts with olive oil, of course. Chef Ryko Marin is combining shallots, garlic, gelatin, soybean, fresh peppercorns, and then the interesting stuff. Peanut butter, pine nuts, and dried apricots. It's on to the wild sturgeon, then on to the grill. Next, one of Ryko's favorites. The swordfish gets a little paprika, cayenne pepper, black and white sesame seeds, and something special.
This is secret ingredients.
A little spice, a little secret. And that's it for the swordfish. The fish is sizzling, the place is packed. And the professional waiters in uniform whites are ready. Customers are perched at the counter or tucked into dark wood booths, waiting for the Tadich experience. Some are here for the first time. Others have another story.
My children have come here, and my grandchildren. So it's been 5 generations that have enjoyed the cuisine at Tadich Grill.
Their favorite was always the swordfish rub.
I think it enhances the flavor rather than masks it.
And that's what you get with experience. 155 years of it. Coming up, we're making our own spice rub from the lab to the bottle.
Bobby, I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
That's okay, I'm willing to take the shot. What every backyard barbecuer must know about barbecue spices.
You've got to be kidding me. No, I'm not.
But first, this barbecue trivia question. After salt, what is the most frequently used seasoning in the world? Is it A, pepper, B, garlic, or C, chilies? The answer when barbecue comes right back. Welcome back. Before the break, we asked, after salt, what is the most frequently used seasoning in the world? The answer is C, chilies.
We're in a spice factory in Kansas City, but you might as well call it Fort Knox. Okay, this isn't gold, but this is where all the spice secrets are kept. Under lock and key, of course.
This is red pepper 15.
Old World is one of the largest spice factories in the barbecue business. With over 3 generations of experience, they create their own original blends while also mixing up other secret recipes. Rows and rows of spices fill this place. 50-pound sacks of oregano from Turkey, poppy seeds from Australia, sesame seeds and crushed red peppers from India. You name it, they got it on the board. But the bulk of their business comes from many well-known barbecue restaurants, along with award-winning barbecue teams. The ingredients in each rub are highly kept secret.
Does anybody ever come to you and say, listen, you know, can you tell us what they're thinking about or what they're doing? Does that happen?
Oh, all the time.
They try to pry the secrets out of you?
You're only safe if you're in business with me. Otherwise, I'm gonna pick it apart and figure out your formula.
Ooh, that's scary.
It may be scary, but it's barbecue's holy grail.
Garlic powder, ground Mexican oregano, and mustard flour.
Combine the right spices and bingo, you've got a barbecue sensation. But getting it right isn't easy, so they come here for help, and you get to work with Jerry, the guy in the lab.
Now today you're gonna make one. Is this somebody else's recipe or is this yours?
Actually, this is mine.
This is your recipe. What's it called?
It's called a smoking sweet chipotle rub.
Smoking sweet chipotle rub.
Jerry starts off the blend with sugar, salt, and something called oleo resin paprika.
And what's that exactly?
That is the extractives of paprika.
So that must be even more intense, right?
Oh,
The
it's very
extractions
intense.
are very intense. So you put a wet ingredient in there.
Yes. Whenever I put that on the meat, it's going to give it a nice reddish
Oh
brown
wow,
color.
look at that.
After a few more spices, we cranked up the heat with some chipotle. And Jerry's got one more big flavor surprise.
Hickory smoked powder.
They actually capture the smoke.
This is a natural ingredient?
Yes, it's
You've
all
gotta be
natural.
kidding me.
No, I'm not.
Okay, is that it?
And that's it.
That's your spice rub?
That's the sweet smoking chipotle rub.
Sweet and spicy, that's what you want, a little smoky.
It was time to go big, Old World style.
We have 3 large blenders here in our operation that, depending on the batch size, you can do anything from a 250-pound blend to a 2,000-pound blend. Sweet smoking chipotle, I think that's going to be a good cross market. That's going to appeal to the women who are home barbecuing, cooking for their families, but it's also, you know, get a little burn in there for the guys that are barbecuing.
Can you give us a couple of, like, secrets, so to speak? Is there something else in the spice rubs that is really prominent that you really don't talk about, or is that not going to happen?
Bobby, I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
That's okay. I'm willing to take the shot. So long from Kansas City, I'm Bobby Flay, as my search for America's secret recipe rolls on.
For more barbecue information, check out our website at foodnetwork.com.